Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So I'm here today to talk about the Pixel 6, but I want to talk about this in a different way because sometimes I feel like maybe it might not be constructive. Some people construe things that I say as being negative just because I talk about something critically or I put criticism on it or I talk about Google or the market or how it's received or how it's performing or the bugs. I always say in my video, look, I like this phone. I love the Pixel 6. I'm a big fan of it. I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't spend my own money on this. This isn't one of those things where Google sent this out to me. They actually did send me the Pixel 6 Pro, but they didn't send me the Pixel 6. I liked the Pixel 6 Pro so much, and I looked at the Pixel 6 and the value proposition, and I thought, look, let me go out and buy this with my own money so I can sit here with some authority, with some investment in it, and say, look, is this phone actually as good as I think it is? And should I recommend this to people? Because yes, the Pixel 6 Pro is a very good phone, but the value proposition is not there. At $899, yes, it's cheaper than other flagships, but they messed up. They've done messed up because they made this one at $599, and this is the move. This is the one that I think almost everybody should buy, and I've got another video about that later. But just because I say, okay, the Google screwed up, Google missed their opportunity, Google should have fixed this, Google left us out to dry with the software stuff, that doesn't mean the phone's bad. That doesn't mean that I don't like the phone. I love the phone. And I know a lot of you are going to sit there and go, oh, here we go, he's just hating on the Pixel again. If you look back at the videos, I'm not hating on the phone. I like the phone. If I didn't like the phone, I wouldn't keep talking about it because I want people to be informed. I want people to know, look, this is what's going on. I like to put things out there that are discussion-related videos or current events or topics or things that I think about because by chance if Google watches this, which they probably will because they do send me phones. They may not after I get done with this, but either way, whenever they see that stuff, I put it out there because, look, I do think Google screwed up. I think that Android 12 was rushed. It clearly wasn't ready for prime time. OnePlus had problems with it. Samsung had problems with it. Google is still having problems with it. And then also, yeah, legitimately they screwed up when it came to the handling of the update situation. The phone came out, and then it had these bugs, and it took them like a month to even acknowledge that there were all these problems that people were experiencing with the connectivity, with the Wi-Fi, with Android Auto, with green screen tinting, with some of the Pixel Pro screens breaking, with the Bluetooth disconnecting. There's all sorts of, there's a laundry list. And there's a lot of people out there who, we have the iSheep. I guess we have called this the rise of the Pixel fanboys, which if that tells you there's any legitimacy to the phones now, we have the Samsung Knights, we have the iSheep. I don't know what we're going to call the Pixelites or the Pixel, I don't know, the Pixel fanboys. But we have them now, right? And we know we don't like fanboys. Fanboys don't listen. They're very biased, and a lot of times they're rude. But it's okay to be a fan of something and zealously advocate for it, but also listen to people when they talk. It's not a matter of, oh, he made a video that's not praising the phone, it's a bad video, or he said something about this that was negative. Oh, he's an iSheep. He's paid for. Apple paid him to make this video. Don't go down that road. It's a very dark and lonely road. So, is the phone perfect? No. At $599, is it a fantastic phone? Yes. The build quality is solid. I like the design. It's unique. I don't even like to carry this phone in a case because I like the way that it looks. I think that it has a premium look and a build to it. I like the way that it looks. I like the colors. I think that Google nailed it there. The Tensor chip, yes, it has its shortcomings, but it's going to get better over time. And a lot of people dismiss the problems that are going on now because, one, they don't experience them, or two, they go, oh, well, it's the first generation, Google's going to fix it. Look, you don't understand. I have people in the comment section all the time. I'm missing my phone calls from my parents. I can't call out. I can't send text messages to people. Yes, largely, maybe I think about half of the people got theirs fixed, but particularly I've noted that it seems like the Pixel 6 Pro is more of a culprit than the Pixel 6. And a lot of people that are having Verizon are the issues. And I think maybe it could be the ultra wideband. I don't know. But there are problems for real. And a lot of people dismiss that and they go, oh, I'm not having problems. No, don't talk to me. I don't have problems. Your problems are a lie. You live in fantasy land where you have problems, but really they don't. It's psychosomatic. So that's a very bad negative attitude to take because it shuts off the conversation that people who paid their good money for a device are frustrated. They're not able to use their phone the way that they want to. They're taking them back. They're returning them. I've got multiple people. They're like, oh, I'm on my third Pixel 6 Pro. Hopefully this one works. Or I'm on my third Pixel 6. Hopefully this one works. Or my Pixel 6 works, but my wife's Pixel 6 Pro doesn't work. So stop that, please. It's one thing if people are going on rants and tirades like, oh my gosh, can you believe that it doesn't accurately type the word I want when I type the, sometimes it types THEE. Like, that's just an example. This is one of those things where, yes, there are legitimate issues. If there are people out there just harping on something like, oh my gosh, guys, like when you hold it at this angle, you can kind of see there's a shading around the edge that's slightly darker. Look, that's not what the problem is. If you also like, oh yeah, so sometimes whenever I use my auto brightness, it doesn't work. Okay, auto brightness is not the end of the world. It can be annoying. Turn it off. But for illustrative purposes, there's a lot of small little nuance things. That's not what a lot of people are complaining about. It's the stuff that messes up your day-to-day usage. And yes, I understand some people are like, oh, the 120 hertz, it throttles down. The 90 hertz, it throttles down. Yeah, that can take you out of the experience. But when you have critical issues like, well, your Bluetooth disconnects all the time. Your phone signal is disconnecting. You're not getting 5G. Your 5G signal is very, very weak. You can't call out. Those things people were upset about. So listen to people. Don't just dismiss things at the outset, and don't be a fanboy. But the phone itself is legitimately good. And somebody sounded off in the comments before, actually earlier today, and they're like, you know, I've been watching your videos from the get-go, and I think you've been very fair. You cover the bad stuff, you cover the good stuff, but also you keep saying that despite all these bad things, that you still recommend the phone. And that's probably the best criticism or the best seal of approval that I could give. If this thing has had problems, and I still say go buy it, then that means it's a good phone. It just has some issues or has issues for some people, and they're getting that worked out. Now, is it something that's an immediate fix? No. Is it something that with the January update they fixed a lot of? Yeah, they did. But that doesn't mean that because of the shortcomings that I don't think that they're probably not going to sell as many phones as they wanted to. It doesn't mean that, well, the S22 is right on the corner. Now people are probably going to have in the back of their mind, maybe I should wait and get that. That doesn't mean you can't say that, okay, over the course of 2 months, Google couldn't get us an update. There's a lot of stuff. This phone clearly was not ready. This phone was not ready for launch day, and because of an arbitrary timeline, they forced themselves to put the phone out, and I don't know who has been doing the quality control and quality assurance in Google Pixel land, but they need to be fired. Legitimately. I don't know who tested these out before they were shipped out, but the fact that Google let all of these phones slip out with all of these problems, and then I guess they thought quietly they were just going to kind of patch stuff and then put it out. No. Once this got out and hit the real real world, there was a polarizing list of problems that were wrong with it. Now, there were still people that it was fine, but whoever did the quality assurance on this, they need a serious, stern talking to. So I don't know if it's you, Tim, over in research and development, or if it's you, Johnny, over in quality assurance. You done messed up. So all of those things to say, look, simmer down. The phones are getting better. The phones have gotten better. But that doesn't mean you dismiss people and their problems. That doesn't mean you turn a blind eye and go, oh, it's just tech reviewers. It's just iSheep. It's just Samsung Knights. No. They're legitimate real-world issues. The phone is a great value. The phone is very good. It does have its shortcomings. It's not as polished around the edges as an S21 or as an iPhone, but it's going to get there. And this is setting the stage for the Pixel 7 next year. Like this right here, I feel like was rushed. And they wanted to get the new design out the door. They wanted to get them out there to put a flagship out because we didn't have one last year. I know this is probably why they pushed back the Pixel Fold, because there were a lot of stuff like murmurings of imminent coming soon Pixel Fold, and then internally it got scrubbed and now we're hearing about it again. Had they released the Pixel Fold the way that this phone did, it would have been crucified. So I know that we're in a position right now where largely a lot of people's phones are working. A lot of them are getting better, but there's still a lot of people complaining to me saying, this isn't fixed, that isn't fixed, that isn't fixed. It's never going to be perfect. And for that one guy that's like, oh, if it can't be perfect, then I don't know why you'd even recommend this phone. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but no phone is perfect. We're not in the level of acceptable, okay, it occasionally freezes, or okay, it has this little blip every once in a while. Yes, we experience those things on our phones on a regular routine basis. It's the stuff that really distracts and removes people from the experience and functions don't work properly that we need to be concerned about. A lot of that is gone, probably at least 50% of people that's been fixed for. But here's the thing. I like this phone. I like it a lot. I spent my hard-earned money for it. I still recommend it to people, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about the issues. And largely, a lot of them are related to Google. Not so much the actual Pixel 6 itself. It was about the update. It was about Google taking so long, Google not being transparent, Google. And then everyone's like, oh, you're hating on the Pixel 6? Nah, not even close, Chief. This is probably my favorite phone of this last year other than the Z Flip 3. Like the Z Flip 3 and the Pixel 6, they're my favorite phones of last year, the foldable and the slab, and also I like the Surface Duo 2. Don't hurt me for that. But anyway, so I just wanted to get this stuff out of the way. We're going to be all right. The phone's going to be okay. If yours is not working and you can take it back and exchange it for another one. If you can't take it back, then there's two options. You're kind of in it for the long haul for them to fix it software-wise, or if you've got another phone you can fall back on, or you can sell it. Those are really the only things that you can do. If you are still having problems, I sympathize with you greatly. I will still be here for this cause. I'm still going to try and keep people aware as new updates and stuff come out. But fortunately, there was that big January patch. It did fix a lot. A lot of people have remarked it's made their phone faster, more smooth. The fingerprint sensor better. The refresh rate better. It's fixed a lot of the connectivity issues for some people. So that's it. That's kind of the real deal with this phone. It's very good. If you buy one that has problems, do what you would do with other products and take it back. Don't wait till after the return period. Give it a couple of days, give it a week, see if it sorts itself out, try the software update stuff, see if all that stuff works. If you can't make phone calls after you've had the phone for like a couple days or a week, take it back and get another one. They're not all bad. I think maybe there was a bad batch, maybe there's a faulty production run of the tensor chips. I don't know what it is, but there are some people who are still experiencing issues despite the software update that came out that fixed a lot of people. So it seems like whatever the major issue was has been addressed. There's just some underlying stuff that still, they got to work out. And I'm sure that as they fix some things, they cause some other problems. And regarding the green tint issue, that's an AMOLED thing. Every phone that comes out that has an AMOLED screen, I get people saying, oh, there's a green tint issue. It's because it's a Samsung panel, and it's because it's an AMOLED, and if it's the Pro, it's because it's a curved edge. And a lot of times people will say it's around the edges, or it might have a green hue to it. Like if it has an obvious off hue to it, you could have just got a bad panel. But whenever you see like the shadowing or like the discoloration around the edges when you rotate the screen, that is normal for AMOLED panels. It's not going to go away. Like, it's just not. And if you turn the brightness down, it's going to be more profound because the shading is going to be even darker. So don't worry about that unless it's obviously a big issue, and then take it back. That's the moral of the story here. If your phone has problems and you can take it back, take it back. If you want to chance it and get another one, it's probably going to be okay. And it's going to get better as we go on. And if people have problems with it, hear them out and don't just cut people off at the knees being rude and being a whatever we're going to call Pixel fanboy, right? Don't be that guy or gal. Anyway, so that's all I've got in this video. Hopefully that casts some light on some things and let y'all guys know, look, there's no hate here. That whenever you watch my videos, I get worked up. I talk loudly. That's how I've always been. But I'm not hating on the phone. I'm not being critical of it. Mostly it's been Google. And yes, when there is criticism that's due, that's one of the reasons why so many people like to watch my videos, because I'm honest. I talk straight from here. And I'm going to tell you straight what I think about the phone. I don't sugarcoat things. I don't really hold punches in that regard. So that's all I got. If you've got one and it's working, I hope you enjoy it. If you've got the update and it fixed things, I'm super happy for you. And always thank you for tuning in and watching my content. Thank you for all the new Pixel subscribers. I never thought I'd find myself in this position, but it looks like I'm one of the new Pixel guys. Now, my channel is not turning into a Pixel channel. I've got a Samsung Galaxy phone. I've got this TicWatch 3 Pro Ultra GPS. I got a lot of videos coming out, but I do have a special place in my heart for a phone that gives value and performance, and I just like it, right? Anyway, so that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please head down to the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you're going to be rude, don't leave a comment. I don't want to hear from you. I just don't. So anyway, that's all I got. As always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.